joining. Got a large crowd, and we've got with us Tom Stewart, Liz Trotter, and Joe Walsh. We would have Derek Christian, but he decided to go on vacation after we had our big Foundations Week here a couple of weeks ago. So everybody's kind of taking a little rolling foundation to recover from that. But we are so excited to have you with us today. And we are going to be talking about what happens in Charleston. You know that saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? What happens in Charleston, we are totally telling tales today, and really excited about it. If you follow us on Facebook, then you probably saw some of the pictures of what was going on in the mansion that we rent, at Castle Keepers, and out and about some places as well. And we've got some interesting stories. You never know what's going to happen when you get a big group of cleaning business owners together. So I am going to get right to it and get my screen going here and invite, I think, Joe to get us started.
That's right. Thank you, Cece. Welcome, everybody. And I just wanted to thank you for hopping on the webinar today. And I just wanted to take a minute to talk about why I originally signed up for Foundations and why I end up being part of the team. You can see here the combined revenue and experience of Derek, Tom, Liz, and myself. Before I joined, it was an impressive roster already, and one of the reasons I decided to sign up was because of the depth and breadth of experience. Each person, Derek, Tom, and Liz, brings a particular strength and specialty to the table, and that really appealed to me. And I just really sensed that they had the secret sauce, so to speak. They really were doing the best job in the business at coaching cleaning business owners. So that's why I signed up for Foundations originally, and ultimately, because of the success I met in Foundations, I ended up joining the team with them. And then on the next slide, which I'm really excited to talk about when we get there, the next slide really shows all of the words that came out of an exercise that we did at the end of Foundation. So this is after a week in the program. And what happened was we went around with a video camera and kind of asked everyone, you know, give us one word to describe your experience at Foundations. And some of them were a little silly because at the end of a week, I think people get kind of saturated and are definitely ready to hit the beach. But you'll see most of the words on here really, I think, speak a lot to how much people get out of the program because it is so in-depth and so intensive that you can't help but come away from the program affected or changed in some way and really jazzed up to go back and work on your business and not just in your business. So that's just something else that I really love about the program. You see some of these words here. And this is a photo that we took at the end. You can see that's Foundation 6. So this is all of the participants and at the end of a long week. And this is just before we hit the beach to go paddleboarding, which I can honestly say that we're all better at running cleaning businesses than we are at paddleboarding, but it was a lot of fun, and you can see us coaches are mixed in there, and everybody was pretty excited to have completed the week and really ready to head back and work on their businesses. So I really love that photo. It just it reminds me of how far everybody came from the beginning.
Yeah, it was a great time. That was the end, but this picture, this is from the beginning. And the funny thing about this was I got a text because I wasn't on site, and Derek was, but apparently he was back at the room or back at the mansion. And I got a text saying that Bobby had been arrested. And oh my gosh, I can't even tell you the panic that went through Tom, Joe, and myself. We just all sort of had a little bit of a freak out trying to get a hold of somebody to tell us what was going on. But the truth of the matter is that the area down there is just so pleasant that, believe it or not, a policeman saw Bobby trying to walk, it was only about a block, maybe a block and a half, with her broken foot, and stopped and gave her a ride back to the mansion. So I think it was just one more example of how wonderful that area was, and the people that were there as well. So. Okay, let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to see if you can see all of these different people. Hopefully you know some of them. There's Denise Bogan there, and Sharon Grammer from outside of St. Louis in Missouri, and Rhonda Schuker, she's from Toronto, and Bobby Frutily with the broken leg, broken foot there, not broken leg, is from Rochester, Mass. Michelle is the one right here in the front, and she's from New York, New Jersey. They started the first morning of the program. They were filming a pod of dolphins. I wish you could see them better. I'm trying so hard to see them in my picture here, but they were jumping barely 30 yards off the end of the pier leading out to the beach. And that pier is just off to the right out of the photo, but it's right there where we were all walking and playing the whole time. Just a great view of what we were seeing every single day.
And this is on that same deck. This is the first day. We actually start out Foundations with a one-on-one private coaching session. It's about an hour and a half, and we sit down with each participant and go through a summary of their business. We ask for a lot of information up front so that we can do a full assessment of your business and kind of where you're at. You know, the basic stuff like how many employees, how much revenue, but we really get deeper into it than that. And there's, geez, I don't know, probably about 40 questions that we're asking to help assess. And it allows us to customize your program throughout the week to meet you where you're at in your business and help you take it to the next level. So that's right at the beginning. And this is Liz working on cleaning procedure theory and design. So basically, Derek had posted this on Facebook with the question, what's your cleaning theory? And really what we're doing here is we're talking about your business model, and that's what this class is about. So it really gives you a chance to think about what it is you're doing, why you're cleaning, what you're cleaning, and how you're going to go about doing that and what your position is going to be in the market. So when we get to the next slide here, you can kind of see an example of what that looks like. So here it is. What's your theory? It's sort of like asking what's your business model, and we really start the week out with this 30,000-foot view, I guess, is a way to think about it. We're really asking you to take a step back from your business and look at it from high up above and try to figure out where are you in your market. You know, when are you cleaning? How are you selling? What products are you using? What's your quality level? Because there's more than one quality level. How's the work going to get done? Teams of 2, teams of 3. You know, how are you going to do that? And this is really where we think through these questions, and it helps inform what you're going to do, what you're going to focus on for the rest of the week.
The reason that we basically build our Foundations model to look like this is our Foundation Success model, and running a cleaning business is really pretty simple when you look at it from a high level. The purple boxes represent our recruiting pipeline. We recruit and evaluate and train technicians. The green boxes basically are what we do to find clients, and you find people who want to clean homes and homes that want to be cleaned, and you schedule, dispatch, and clean, and it's relatively straightforward. That being said, for those of us that do it, we know there's a whole lot of challenges involved with running a house cleaning business. So in the Foundations program, we actually have courses that delve into each one of these processes. Each one of these boxes represents a process, and we help you resolve some of the toughest challenges that you find in running the processes inside of these boxes. We address questions and basically give you tools to help you figure out when do you hire new people, how do you find the right people, how do you get the results that you want, how do you add clients without breaking the bank, how do you deal with complaints without tearing your hair out, How do you deal with employee drama? And how do you make more money in fewer hours, or both?
I love this picture. I didn't know it was being snapped. Sometimes when we're in class, people will start getting a little sleepy, but not for long. There's absolutely no sleeping in class. This was the end of a day, and Lily was feeling a little bit sleepy, but just 5 minutes in the foyer, and she was up and raring to go. You've got to keep on moving, and sometimes it's just something super, super simple to keep your blood flowing to the brain so that you can keep on working. I love this one. Looks like Tom's in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel that way because at any point in time in the program, you can be doing one of 3 things. There's always a class going on or a workshop, and you can participate in those, and usually that's what most people choose to do. At the same time, we have one-on-one coaching going on with the coaches who aren't actually giving working a class or workshop at that time, and you can sign up for those as well. Or, occasionally you get to a point where you just want some private time to go off and relax or work on a project. And, we publish the schedule ahead of time so you can plan out your entire week and figure out how you want to be spending your time amongst those 3 activities. Between beach time for private meditation and Joe's focused on breathing workshops, we pretty well kept everyone focused in achieving their goals throughout the week.
And we definitely ask a lot of people, and it's important to stay focused. Sorry for this.
Yeah, it really is. But this slide shows that we were not focused all the time because at the end of the day, Derek took us on his nightly journey through Sugarville, and we have to blame Cece because she kept that pantry stocked. I mean, you're going to hear a lot about all the yummy stuff that there always was, chocolate chips, Oreos, Nutella, fresh pizza dough, you name it, it was there. But I was really so happy with just the delicious local fare. I think you'll hear a little bit about that more, but oh my gosh. I just loved the food and always look forward to Derek's favorite offerings. If you look on the left, you're going to see those Oreos dipped in chocolate. Oops, sorry. I'm going on and on. I'm thinking about lunch right now. I know it's later for you guys, but I'm looking forward to those Oreos dipped in chocolate. All right. Now this picture here, the sugar, you would think that sugar would come in handy, but this is earlier on in the day, and I handed everybody a deck of core value cards, and they were all assigned to take a few minutes and go through the exercise, either testing the core values that they had already or beginning the process of learning what their core values are and selecting their very first set. It's another critical early week step toward focusing and streamlining their businesses, and especially we use these in the areas of hiring and making policies that reflect your core values. That's going to weave through the entire week.
And this is great. This is one of the highlights of the entire week, and has been every time that we've done this program. But this is the visit to Castle Keepers of Charleston, which is Tom's business, and we watch a daily in-service meeting that happens every morning at his business. Where that's Liz in the background. You can see on the left. I love that photo of that's a still of one of Liz's videos. I don't remember what she's talking about in this particular one. But anyway, we watch a DEV and then see how Tom's teams are dispatched by his operations manager and his office staff. So that's really cool. That takes about 15 minutes. And that's the first thing. And on this slide here, Dwayne, Tom's operation manager, is he's in charge of tech training, and he's apparently giving Liz an overview of how to mop, I think, in that picture. But Castle Keepers brings in a group of 4 to 6 every Thursday and Friday for training, and not everyone passes and gets into the field, but the training does include tests and assessments, and the trainees must pass that if they're going to make it into the clients' homes. And this all happens in their dedicated training facility. It's like a house set up in the office. You can see part of it there in the background. So it's really a cool program.
Here's a picture of Christy. She's our office manager, and she every morning we have in-service training for our support staff as well. Here she's getting ready to do some training. It could be customer service, how to handle problem customers, telephone skills. We do something a little bit different every day. She gets a lot of practice in terms of how to deal with these problems, as well as teach other people how to do that within our office. You might recognize Christy. She was in our Challenging Clients video we did a few months ago, where not only was she pulling her hair out, she wound up taking out a pair of scissors and cutting her hair off. Sometimes we get a lot of questions when people come to our office. We have some monitors in the scheduling and dispatch office. Maintain a lot of different things on these screens. We usually have revenue gain loss numbers. We have hot issues that we need to keep in front of us that are just issues that we need to deal with specifically for that day from a dispatch standpoint. We've got security cameras. We typically keep website analytics. Sometimes we track Facebook up there. It varies a little bit from day to day, but we use tools like that in our office to help us keep our eye on the ball.
Well, this is a bunch of different shots, but you can see a good bit of the training house that Castle Keepers uses for initial training for its techs. That's one of the main reasons that all of the hiring and recruiting, orientation, training, and staff management, promotion, and termination classes are all held at Castle Keepers. You see, the coaches have long since stopped doing these things themselves, and we built a system not only for someone else to do the training, but to get the trainer trained. Yep, train the trainer. That's part of what's included in Foundations 2. It's a way to actually get you out of the tasks, although you're never going to completely be removed from every single thing that happens in your business. That's just not going to happen. So you may have seen my post on Wednesday. It was the Wednesday of Jumpstart, where we were asking if you think that shopping your competition is ethical or not. In addition to wrestling with that, how you go about getting the info you need from competitors can look a couple of different ways. And it's pretty important to deepen your understanding of what your local market wants versus what you think they want.
And this is the next day, so this is actually, I believe this is Wednesday. We had come back from Castle Keepers, and we're back at the mansion. And this is where we are delving into the 12 key numbers. We call them, in Foundations, we call them key performance indicators. And the 12 key numbers that we can use to basically determine the future success or failure of any residential cleaning business. So we walk through each number with you step by step until everyone in the class knows what these numbers are for their business. And then once we do that, which is the nitty-gritty, then we can get to the fun stuff. We can use our custom-built KPI calculator to see where you're going to be in 1, 2, 3, or even 7 years. And that's based on your current trajectory, and we can take a look at what you'll need to change if you want to actually succeed and keep growing in the long term. So this can be a really eye-opening moment, and actually was for a lot of people. You can just see how if you just tweak a couple of key things and focus on those things, your business is going to grow and you're going to get to that next level. So I love this class. I think this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. It's a great class. And after ridiculously hard brain workouts like that class, we really enjoyed some great food that Cece treated us to. She brought in a wide variety of cuisines all week. On this particular day, we had a Greek-Lebanese feast with some of Derek's kale chips that he was making. They were from a locally grown curly kale. You didn't like the curls, but you know what? We all loved it. We made them disappear almost as quickly as he could get them on the plate. So it was great food, like I had said earlier.
So at Foundations, we ask a lot of questions, and we really do that for two reasons. First of all, we customize each Foundations class based on the needs of those who are attending it. So each group is different, and each individual is different in the group. So we have so much information and expertise to share that we cram the week full and still have time to leave stuff on the table. So we share the stuff that we can't get to in class settings as part of our ongoing coaching or alumni programs. But because of the depth of expertise and resources that I was touching upon in the beginning, we can adapt the program on the fly based on the input of those who are present. So with this class here, we had asked who else has the same issue that I had in the past, and these are all the people that raised their hands there. So you can see we kind of changed the direction of the class at that point and focused on this one particular issue.
We've talked a lot about the workshops that we do, and here's a picture of one of our workshops. I think Derek probably took this one just after finishing a class. Have a lot of different workshops. This is an example. I'm not sure exactly what this one is about. It could be anything from talking about how to do a sales pitch. It could be how to write follow-up letters, how to build a schedule for sending out reminders after an estimate. It could be how to measure your sales performance using KPIs. I do believe this is one of our sales workshops, and it could be one of a number of topics. We do a number of workshops throughout the week.
And it's our goal to have you leave each workshop with something you can walk away with, something you can take back to your business and implement immediately. This is a shot of us doing a sort of a question and answer session. We call it on the spot, and it's 4 answers to any question in 4 minutes or less. So you ask a question, and each of us has 1 minute to provide an answer. And this is a really popular time of the evening because this is when you just get to ask us anything you want about our businesses or about how we got into it or anything. So we get some really great questions in here. And for those of you that want to keep working into the wee hours of the morning after on the spot, we can provide one-on-one coaching, and we also can provide you direction to help you keep working into the wee hours of the morning. But if you want to take a break, you can do that after on the spot.
And we did have an opportunity to spend a fair amount of time on the beach. I've got pictures, but quite honestly, I was threatened that I wasn't given permission to use them. But trust me, the beach is beautiful, and we did have a lot of fun there as well.
On this slide, we're showing about how we work with some online reviews and teach people how to address online reviews. Nowadays, that's really a big concern, and it's just one of the things that we teach. But the thing that's unique here is you're going to see on the next slide is that not only are we talking about it, we're actually modeling some of the behaviors that we teach. One of the ways is we asked for a rating from each person that was in the Jumpstart forum. Every day they rated us how we were doing on this scale of 5 to 1. And we only have 6 days with our people. So our goal is to make a difference in their experience and their ability to return home without us and still make changes to their business. So what we're doing is taking the feedback that we get from our daily ratings, and we are incorporating them into changes each day that will help the students, but also impact their takeaways. You'll notice here on this rating sheet, we were getting better every day. Our overall rating improved every single day. Even if you look on the left-hand side, the last score, was a lower score, 4.92, lower than the ones before. Our overall rating was 4.81, and that's because that last day, that's probably our most exhausted day. That's the day where everything has to come together and everybody's starting to feel the pressure. I loved that even at their very worst, they were at a 4.92 on Saturday and giving us an overall rating of 4.81 for the week. Pretty impressive, we felt, making sure that everybody's going home and being able to make a difference in their companies, which is what we're looking for.
And, you know, that's just the kind of you know, personal, proactive, and flexible coaching that leads to a growing response and happy cleaning business owners. A lot of it has to do with the relationships that are being built. It's more than just the actual learning itself. And you can see Austin is usually around taking video, and here are some of our participants out on the beach, not only enjoying the weather and the scenery, but building a friendship that they take away with them after the program as well.
Unless two ladies show up on the same day in the same dress. Yeah, this was funny. We looked like we were in an episode of Who Wears It Best or something. So that was fun.
So a lot of people have had the experience of setting lofty goals only to end up falling flat, somehow getting off track from your goals. We really help overcome that by giving you a model to work in that challenges you to set realistic goals. So this is that model here. You can see it. And we break it down into different categories of your business: marketing, operations and finance, culture and people, and then you're always working on leadership development. But really, we work with you one-on-one on the Saturday and your last day and help you set realistic goals for each month of the next 12 months. And then you set up meetings with an accountability partner from class to hold each other accountable to your goals. And then, of course, there's monthly one-on-one follow-up coaching with Derek, Tom, Liz, or myself. So that's Saturday that Liz was talking about. It's really where everything comes together, and you take everything you learned over the 4.5 days and you put it together in a plan for the year. So it's a hard day, but it's really where everything kind of comes together. So it's also an exciting day for me. And I think for a lot of the participants, it's a very exciting day.
Okay, and I think Cece took this picture. This is a picture of the mansion. What you're looking at is, I guess, the big meeting room where we do some of the training in the mansion, and further in the background is the kitchen area. It's a huge house. I think it's almost 8,000 square feet. You can see off to the left there are some flip charts where we take notes. We do our presentations in this room. You can see off to the far right there is a screen. The actual projector is kind of in the middle where we do PowerPoints. On the door off to the right there is a chart with disk profile definitions on it. Bottom line is, it's just a great environment to learn and share and build relationships. It's kind of good to get out of your normal setting and being able to reframe and refocus. And being in this environment, this place, in this house on the beach, we think is an excellent way to do it. It's easy to work there. It's a happy place to be, and we really feel that we're all leaving there being a lot more successful by being part of that environment. Here were some pictures that we took, I guess, the last day that we were at the mansion. We had a low country boil, and poor Derek there, I think we got him out of bed for this. I think he just needs to pack in and go back to bed here. And here's a picture of Denise and Lily. They seem to kind of share the same schedule. They got up together, they kind of ended their day together, and they just really seem to build a pretty cool relationship. And I'm sure that that's carrying on after the week that they're. And I see it in our Facebook group for foundations, where they're both participating heavily, helping themselves and others.
All right, so that's a big overview of what it's like to go to Jumpstart, and we'd like to offer anyone on the call here the opportunity to register at our old rate of $74.99. It is going to go up on July 1st, but if you're interested, then we'd like to tell you exactly how to go about contacting us. So, all right, I'm having a little trouble here technologically, sorry about that. What you should do right now is to send us a chat message. Let us know that you want a free consultation with one of us, and we will get that scheduled as soon as possible. We need to get that consultation scheduled for you before June 30th, and that's not a lot of time here. And then you'll be eligible for that lower price. If you wait, don't worry about it. Then you can still sign up. You still need to get that consultation before June 30th if you want to get that lower price though of the $74.99. Remember, it's going to go up by $500. So it doesn't really, if you know you're going to be doing it, it does not make sense to wait at all. Something that you want to take care of as soon as possible. So have you already had a consultation? Maybe you have. Awesome. Put down your $500 deposit and your spot will be secured. You also get first pick of the rooms. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but some of these rooms have the most awesome view. You might really, really care about that when you get there. And you want to make sure that nobody else in your market has an opportunity to steal that away from you. It has happened, believe it or not. It happened more than once too, and sometimes multiple times in an offering. So don't let yourselves be one of the people that happens to. All right, you can contact any one of us. What you see here are the numbers to just call us directly and leave that message so that we can get you on the schedule. We want to make sure that the people that are most interested in improving their businesses and getting past whatever roadblock it is have direct access to us. So if you don't get anything else out of this life, take down these numbers. When are you ever going to get the number to someone's direct line? Not only someone, but 5 different people who can help you get past whatever roadblock it is that you're encountering right now. I also want to go over a couple of things, not a couple of things. I want to run through a few of the additional things that we're going to be teaching. We showed you a lot about how it works, but I want to give you sort of an overview of what you're going to be taught. A lot of times there's so much going on, or it's hard to even imagine what it is that people will be learning and what they'll be taking away. What would you get out of this experience? Yeah, it looks like fun, and it looks like people are happy and having a good time, but what about you? Well, these are some of our major topics that we are covering. And I'm sure that at least some of these topics are something that you need to address in your company. Business strategy, sales procedure, operations, marketing, what is it? We're going to be doing classes, workshops on all of these things. We also have samples and calculators. You're going to be working hard in all of these areas. We also want to talk about the date. So it's a week-long Jumpstart experience. It's going to take 6 months to complete everything. Well, you're not going to complete every single item on your to-do list because that's going to take quite a bit longer. We're going to help you create a year's plan, but we're going to work with you one-on-one for 6 months, and you will have the week-long Jumpstart experience. We've really found that this Jumpstart to the Foundations program is ridiculously helpful for keeping people on track. You see all of the benefits here, over 70 hours of classes and workshops, It's more than that, too, when you figure in the amount of time that you spend with the other people when the coaches go back and begin their debriefing for the day, because you don't go anywhere. You stay with all these people and continue working. You're going to leave with over 20 completed tasks, which is ridiculous if you think about it. They're going to be done, ready to go. You're going to put them into action within the first week of getting back to work. I feel like that's so important for people to understand. There's some other bonuses, too, that we have. There's, well, like we told you, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's lodging at this mansion. We've told you a lot about it already, and these are all the different bonuses. And the last thing that we don't really hit on enough, I think, and the reason why we don't hit on it enough is because it's really hard to give the complete understanding of what it feels like to be in the same space with people for an entire week, all working together on the same stuff, encountering the same issues and the same problems. If I told you there weren't any tears during the week, I'd be lying, because it's rough. People are working really, really hard, and even when they're having downtime, even when you see people, you saw in some of the pictures, people walking on the beach. I think you've probably seen some videos of us paddleboarding and that kind of stuff. Even when you're having downtime, it's still part of the process. It's all part of how the information is getting into your brain and working on you, helping you to change who you are so that you can get over some of those roadblocks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there are 6 more months of ongoing support after the Jumpstart. They're going to run from January through June. And, oh, we got some funky dates here. Looks like we have an old slide. Sorry about that. But you do have 6 months of accountability check-ins, 6 months of one-on-one coaching calls with your coach. It will either be Derek, Liz, Tom, or Joe in this case. As I said, this looks like an old slide. Sorry about that. You also get included in our private Facebook group, which is probably doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but oh my goodness. That is where a lot of the accountability comes in, too, and where you get those simple answers to those things that have just been plaguing you. Like, oh, I just don't know how to get my towels clean. Sometimes it's something so simple that you just need to get past so you can begin working on the important stuff. And the Facebook group, that's a great place to do that. Let's see, some more bonuses. We have the HiPEP program, which is the program that you guys may have seen from me, the daily engagement videos, the team builders, where it's a different game or a team builder that we do each month. There's the Team Builders 12-pack, the Made Money Starter Kit, Target Marketing Toolkit. It's the new one that has all the cool stuff. And this thing is so easy. It's just basically plug and play. You put your name in and you're good to go. Get it out and going right now. No sense waiting anymore. The core value deck, there's 2 of them. We have a Spanish version as well. And the Professional House Cleaning Technician's Manual, the Modern Cleaning Book, and you get a class shirt. So it's a $5,500 value. So when you're looking at the entire value of the program, it's $41,517. It's only going to cost you $79.95, but right now, take advantage of that discount like I was telling you. If you need to bring a second person, maybe you have another business partner or you have an ops manager. That's what we had at our last Jumpstart event. It's an additional $19.99. I'm just going to run through really quickly these slides. You're not even going to see them on the slide on the slides for any time at all. I just want to show you how many different pages of things that there are. So there are all the prep tools. We have a lot of stuff that you have to do before you even get to Jumpstart. There's all of the business planning and strategy, all the different financial calculators, your KPI worksheets. Let's see, more KPI calculators, employee planning and recruiting. These are different things that you're going to be getting and seeing. The Castle Keepers application, the American Made application, job posts, hiring process, interview questions, interview evaluations, and on and on. There are job descriptions. So we have job descriptions of all of our different companies. A lot of them are plug and play that you can just put in your stuff and you're off and running. No sense recreating the wheel. Go with what works. You're going to get multiple copies of almost everything you could ever want. Your orientation, how to do it, what's involved in it, technician training, training the trainer, more tech training, because there's more than just one thing in your training program, right? You have a lot of different things you have to look at. How do you train them? How do you train them on the different areas? What do you do with people that aren't learning well? What do you do with the people that seem like a great hire, but now all of a sudden they're not? There's a lot to do with training. Let's see, next slide is employee management, all the different ways that you have to manage them, right? Are you going to evaluate their performance? Are you going to promote them into different positions? How are they going to know about promotions? Are they going to, do you have a disciplinary form? What does it look like? Look at ours and see what ours look like. How about some termination letters or forms, exit interviews? Oh boy, okay, I'm not reading through all this, you guys. You got your employee manuals with all the different things that are in it. What's next on this slide? Let's see, there's tons of stuff in the employee manual. Basic employee policies that we're going to help you create, because you need all of these things, but a lot of times it's overwhelming to try and come up with them yourself. And it feels that you're never going to be able to get all of this stuff done. Well, you can when somebody's there helping you figure out how to get it all done. And that's what we're going to be doing, helping you figure out, like with the form that Joe showed you in the beginning, where he showed you the theory form, we help you figure out exactly what kind of company you want to be and who you really want to be as a company, and we start plugging that information into all these different templates and forms and help you come up with a cohesive plan that will work for your company so that you can grow more quickly. More professional conduct, what does that mean? Just how are they supposed to act? Employee compensation, how are you going to pay? Boy, there's so many slides here. More about your employee compensation. When are you going to be offering service? Is it going to be only at night, during the day? What are the benefits of your company? Lots of different options. Do you see all these different options on here? You're probably thinking that there's only holiday pay or vacation pay. Oh, no, there's so many more that we can help you with. Smoking, drug, alcohol, weapons. What are all the different policies that you have? What are the expenses that you have to deal with in your company? What are the ones you haven't even thought of yet? Office procedures, everything that you can imagine in that area. All of the stuff having to do with non-discrimination, anti-harassment laws. Make sure that you stay in compliance. Safety, tons of stuff on safety manual. Did you know that there are certain rules about what you can and can't do, things that you need to know about different size ladders and open-toe or closed-toed shoes? Yep, you're going to get all that information. Other employee policies, just how you handle them, what you want them to be, and we give you the opportunity to figure that out based on what you decide in the Jumpstart program. We talk about the sales process. Oh boy, do we talk about sales. We're going to spend a lot of time actually on sales. Let's see what else we have here. Client relations, we do 2 sessions, I believe, on client relations that are directly related, but client relations are woven throughout the program. Actually, there is a little bit to do with how you work with your clients the whole entire time, because that's part and parcel of what we really want to do, right? Is be able to have a business where we can keep our clients. That's it. If we can't keep our clients, what are we going to do? I mean, as much as we all struggle with employees, we've got to be able to keep those clients happy, even when we're dealing with, employee turnover or, who knows, car accidents. I'm knocking on wood over here so that that doesn't happen to anybody. We'll also talk about cleaning procedures, and we help you create a manual that has all your cleaning procedures in it, not ours. I know that There are other ways that you can get a cleaning manual, but we've all probably dealt with the situation where we get a cleaning video or some other type of material from someone else, and it's not right. It doesn't match our company. Well, not here. With our program, with Foundations program, you're going to get a cleaning manual and program that matches your company, that has everything that you actually care about in your company. On top of that, we're going to be learning about all of the, let's see, boy, we could just go on and on here. Let's see if we can zip through some of these. How many more do we have here? Can we go through them quickly? Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going. Work loading and production planning. What else do we got? So this is how to do it. Oh, marketing, of course, all of the different ways that you can be doing your marketing and what's going to be important for your company, what kind of marketing that you need to be doing. All right, what else do we have? Oh, more marketing, everything, Facebook, all your plans to get it done. Okay, this actually is really important. All the plans to get it all done on the right-hand side. You're going to get a business plan for the year. Actually, because it will be 2016, you'll get a 2016 business plan, a marketing plan, an SEO calendar, action and implementation plan. These plans are at the core of what is going to keep you on track. We're going to help you work these plans while you're at Jumpstart, and then we help you stay on track with them when you're gone. These are going to be crazy valuable to you that you're not even going to believe how important these are to you. All right, so reminder, what do you want to do right now? Send us a chat message. Don't get sucked into that higher price, right? It's got to be $74.99. Why pay the extra $500 if you don't have to? If you have to, fine, I understand that. But if you don't have to, why do it? Send us a chat message. Yeah, here's those numbers again. Derek's direct line probably saved his for the next week because he's still on vacation, but hit up Tom or myself, Joe, Cece, any of those numbers. You can get us directly. We would love to talk to you. We would love to give you a free consultation if you're having any problems, and we hope to talk to you soon. Do we have any questions or anything, Cece?
No, that's great. I was just going to open it up for questions. We do keep the lines closed to make sure we don't get interference, but we do have the question and the chat feature both in the webinar. If you use your menu that's on should be on the right-hand side of your screen if you didn't move it already, where you can send us a question or send us a chat message with any questions you have, and you are certainly welcome to contact any of the coaches individually at the numbers listed or me directly. My number and my email address are right there on the screen for you. We'll also be sending out an email with this information just to give you that reminder in your email in case you just want to think about it overnight and want to call us tomorrow. That is totally okay. We can still work this. But we want to make sure that if this is what you've been thinking about, these are the problems that you've been wrestling with, that we give you the most opportunity we can to get into the right program, and that's what that consultation is for, is to make sure that you get a chance to talk with one of the coaches, make sure this is the right program for you, and to go from there. So we certainly look forward to hearing from you. I'm not seeing any chat messages or questions coming through as we've ended here. So I'm going to sign us off and thank the coaches, Tom and Liz and Joe. And on behalf of Derek, who, as I mentioned earlier, is he's taking his vacation week recovering from Jumpstart earlier this month. So we certainly thank you for being here. Coaches, any last words for those on the line?
Thank you for signing on, and I hope to hear from some of you soon.
Yeah, please, anybody, if any questions at all, please feel free to call or reach out with an email, whatever's easiest.
And also, even if you're not planning on signing up for Jumpstart, maybe it's not the right time for you or whatever it is, remember, call us anyway. If you're struggling with something, we want to help you. That's our goal. Not everybody can go to foundations. Not everybody is going to be accepted actually into the program. It's a lot of hard work, and you have to be able to do it. But we all have problems. So if you're just having a problem, you have a question that you'd really like an answer to, grab one of these numbers, pick up the phone. We would love to be able to help you out. Oh, and
that sounds great. How can you beat an invitation like that? Come on, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again next month, third Thursday at 3 Eastern, every month. We look forward to seeing you again. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.